Hello, my name is Tom. I'm an educator here at the Museum of PrairieFire. We are so excited to be part of the Future Stages Festival, bringing fun, educational content to you. Well, today I'm hanging out here in the Discovery Room with our friend the bumblebee poison dart frog. He lives in a very wet environment, which is perfect today because today we are going to be exploring the density of liquids. So today we're going to explore the density of water and oil, and we're going to learn a little bit about CO2 and chemical reactions. How do you ask? With the homemade lava lamp. All right, well, I've got my space set up here, and I'm going to show you what materials to use. And these are just simple materials you can find around your house, easily accessible. I'm going to start off right here. This is a mason jar. Really, any kind of glass jar container will do. Then I have a beaker of water here. It's just tap water. Vegetable oil. And here I've got a box of food coloring, just an assortment of colors. You can use any color you like, of course. And last but not least, Alka-Seltzer, or really any kind of effervescent tablet will do. So let's get started. I'm going to start off by pouring 2/3 of the way with vegetable oil. Nice yellowish color there, right about there. That should be good right there. All right. Next, I'm going to add about 3/4 of an inch to an inch of water on the top, about like that. Now, I want you to think for a minute. What do you think will happen now that I've added the water to the oil? Correct. They separate into layers. Now, there's a couple reasons for this. It probably has to do with their different chemical structure of these liquids, but it also has to do with their density. Now, what does density mean? If someone says something is dense, what is that? Well, basically, if something is more dense than another substance, it means it has more stuff inside it, essentially. Now, if it's more dense, it's going to sink below, and then the other substance will float on top. So I'm just going to hold this right up top, and already you can see nice and clearly. See at the bottom there? That's the water with the oil on top. The oil is actually less dense than the water. All right, now next, we're going to choose our favorite color of food coloring. My favorite color happens to be blue. Now, you don't need to add much, even a jar this size. I am just going to add 3 or 4 drops in there. Let's count them out. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and hold this up. Now, again, I want you to think, what will happen? What do you think the food coloring will mix with? It might take a little bit of time, but if you said the water, you were correct. It actually mixes with the water, not the oil. That's because the food coloring is a water-based product. Now, last thing, here's the fun part. I am going to take half the tablet, just broke it in half right here. Now, as I plop it in, I want you to think, what's going to happen? Correct, it bubbles. When you add the Alka-Seltzer in, even though the water is more dense, it causes those bubbles to rise to the top. And that's because what the Alka-Seltzer is made of actually sort of reforms the chemicals. It's called a chemical reaction. It creates carbon dioxide gas. You might know it as CO2. I'm sure you've heard of that before. It's the same gas that actually you find in your soda. Now, you see it rising to the top. It fizzes. I can hear it fizzing even. Once it rises, that CO2 gas is released out into the air, outside the jar. When that happens, you can see this here, the bubbles sink back down because remember, they're more dense than the surrounding oil. And that's our homemade lava lamp. Pretty fun, easy to make. Now, I want to show you something just as an added bonus that's a little extra cool. Well, thank you for hanging out with me at the Discovery Room at Museum of PrairieFire today. I hope you enjoyed exploring the density of liquids. And here's a fun tip. Try this experiment in a dark room and shine a light from underneath the jar. Fill your glass about 2/3 of the way to the top with vegetable oil. Next, add 3/4 of an inch to an inch of water. About like that. And you want to give it a little bit of time to settle. Pick your favorite color of food coloring and add 3 to 4 drops. In this case, I'm picking blue. That's my favorite. And 4. And wait for those to settle down. Now this might take a little bit of time depending on how many bubbles you have between your water and oil layer. And there you go. I see it starting to mix down there. Give that a little bit of a swirl if you want. That looks good. All right. Take your tablet, break it in half, plop it in. And here you have your homemade lava lamp. Pretty cool.